This is Lindsey Vann, one of the best female ski jumpers in the world. Look at her go. This is her at the first ever Women's World Ski Jumping Championship last year, soaring 97.5 meters. And look at that. Look at that. Making a perfect telemark landing. A gold medal performance. One might call that worthy of the Olympics. But Lindsey Vann will not be competing in the Olympics this year because she's a she. Men have been ski jumping in the Olympics since the first Winter Games in 1924. Women have been trying to get into the games for ski jumping for years. And the best women in the sport say they're only being excluded from Olympic competition because of bias. That case being helped along by guys like this guy, the president of the International Ski Federation, heard here speaking in 2005. Check this out.
Don't forget, it's like jumping down from, let's say, about 2 meters on the ground about 1,000 times a year, which seems not to be appropriate for ladies from a medical point of view.
Because, you know, lady parts can't handle the jumping the way that man parts can. Yeah. A group of world-class female ski jumpers last year tried to force their way into the 2010 Olympics via the Canadian court system. They brought a gender discrimination case against the Vancouver Organizing Committee. Even though the British Columbia Supreme Court agreed that the women were victims of discrimination, the court said that it did not have jurisdiction to tell Olympic organizers what to do. And to add insult to injury, last year, Lindsey Vann set the all-time distance record for a ski jump on the exact hill that the men will be competing on this weekend in the Olympics. She started from a slightly higher point up the slope than the men do, but ultimately she flew further than any man ever has. And she still doesn't get to compete. Joining us now is former ESPN producer, the executive producer of this show, my friend Bill Wolf. Hi, Bill.
Well, just adjusting my man parts.
You can't handle the jumping, I understand.
Well, I don't like to fall from that many meters.
Should we get you a shorter chair? Would that be better?
Appreciate that.
All right, first of all, clearing it up, Lindsey Vann is not Lindsey Vonn.
No. A few nights ago, we had Gene Robinson in the A block. And then Gene Robinson in the C block,
yes.
Totally different people, same sort of situation.
Okay, so downhill skier versus ski jumper.
Yes.
Let me put you in the uncomfortable position of being the sort of sports and sexism guy. Do you understand the IOC's position here?
Yes.
Okay.
It is that in 2006, when they're deciding which events might get let into the Olympics, there were 7 sports eligible. Women's ski jumping was one of them. They examined all 7, and they determined that only one, which is called ski cross, which is 4 skiers go downhill at the same time and, you know, elbow each other and things like that.
Ski derby, as I like
ski
to think of
derby.
it, yeah.
That was the only sport that qualified. Their main beef with women's ski jumping is that there isn't enough international competition. The world championships that you referred to in the right-through were the first ever world championship. So essentially they say it's not established enough a sport.
Why
That's
don't they
the
just
position.
make it gender-free? Why don't they just let the women compete alongside the men?
Well, they could, although, as you noted, when Lindsey Vann made her record jump, she started at a higher point on the hill because presumably she has less mass, and force equals mass times acceleration. So when they leave the hill, to become equal to men, given her mass, she needs an advantage in how far she runs down the hill. I mean, they can conceivably do what you're suggesting, make a unisex competition, but they would have to make arrangements to make it fair, ultimately.
I predict they will be in by the next Olympics.
I predict that as well.
Excellent. I love it when people agree with me. Thank you, Bill.
I always agree. If you ever accuse me of getting anything wrong, I don't want an on-air correction.
I understand, Senator.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bill Wolf is a former producer at ESPN, executive producer of this show, and an all-around good guy.